My name is Anthony DeLuca, and I'm a producer over at 2K Games, and I work on the Darkness. So we're going to take a look at the Darkness today, and what we're going to show you now is a later level in the game called Grinder's Lane. Happens kind of towards the end of Chapter 1. So I already have a couple Darkness powers. I've got some Dark ones available to me, so I'm able to play around and kind of show you what the Darkness and the Darkness powers are about. So let's just jump right in. Before I actually show you the Darkness powers, let's take a look at and talk to this guy here, and I'll get to show you what we call vocab.
Hey, I wouldn't hang out around here if I was you, pal. I mean, there is...
Now, if you notice, like, he has a lot of hand movements and whatnot. The idea behind this is it was a simultaneous capture of voice and motion. So the actor who actually portrays his voice is the same actor who gives his physical performance. We did this throughout the game to really improve the cinematic quality of what goes on. We went out and got an all-star cast for the voice and obviously the physical performances, like Kirk Acevedo from HBO's Oz, Lauren Ambrose from 6 Feet Under. We also have Mike Patton as the voice of the Darkness, which everyone loves. Cool, so now this guy's talking. Let's move on. The other thing you'll notice, as I just actually came out of the subway system, so while the story in itself is somewhat linear and you go from point A to point B to point C, you're free to travel anywhere you want via the subway system in New York. So it's totally up to the player. If he wants to go to a different location, he doesn't necessarily need to go to, but he might find side missions, areas that he could access, unlockables, things like that. So it's really up to the player how much they want to explore. If they want to make a beeline for the story, great. If they want to explore more, that's cool too. So let's show you some of the Darkness powers now, which is really what the Darkness is about. If you notice now, I have 2 demon heads on either side of the screen. The idea behind these guys is when they're out, it's an indication of when Jackie's in this darkness mode. So you can use his powers, and he has this shield up now when these guys are automatically out. He's going to snap at him. So the idea behind these guys, if you notice, there's no HUD on the screen. What we wanted to do was all the demon powers information that you need is integrated visually into these guys. So the tattoos on either face, the length is actually the meter. So that's how much darkness powers you could use, and that'll decrease as you're in the light and whatnot. The color, so I'll be able to flip the color to do, multiple different ones, is what power I have selected. The number of eyes they have is actually an indication of what level of darkness I'm at. So it's actually a way you could progress your powers, to pick up heavier objects, to stay in the light longer, and things like that. So it's anywhere between level 1 and 5. So let's show you the first power. First one we have here, which is this orange power, is what we call the Creeping Dark. Basically, you could send out one of the demon heads and control it remotely, independently of Jackie. You could crawl up, walls. You could pick up objects, kill enemies from behind, things like that. So it really adds to the stealth and exploration of the game. Obviously, there's cons to using this as well, because if an enemy shoots it, it automatically retracts. It obviously leaves Jackie vulnerable as well. So, and just like Jackie, you can't use in the light that long. You'll actually see the meters decrease. So now let me go drain some more shadows. Get my full power again. And now I'll show you another darkness power we have, which is one of my personal favorites. It's what we call the Demon Arm. So I send out basically a large spiked tentacle that can impale different objects. Here I have a dumpster. I am free to impale enemies, cars, helicopters, shipping containers, you name it. And I could do this all independently of still controlling my weapons and doing other things as well. So as soon as I let it go, there it goes. So now there's a car over here to my left, and I'm actually going to impale the car and start chucking it around. So it's actually one of the more fun things in the game, that you can actually sit here and really just play around with it for ages. And just heave it over there. Cool. So let's progress through. The objective here is actually simple. At this point in the game, you're actually already fighting with your Uncle Paulie. So the idea here is to literally, this is his center of a drug operation. So you got to actually go to find his pile of cash and burn it. So it's really a pretty simple objective. I'm losing my darkness power. I'm in the light.
It hurts like hell.
So if you notice, when I walk past this body, which is over here somewhere, there it is, you see Devour Heart on the bottom left of the screen. I mentioned before how you progress through the game, and you actually progress by devouring hearts. The idea behind it is that we keep a counter of how many hearts you've devoured, and when you devour the heart, a certain number of hearts, or devour the heart of a particular evil person, you'll unlock a new power, or you'll get to the next level of power and whatnot. The other cool thing about devouring hearts is that it gives you a boost to your darkness meter. So you don't always have to do it in the shadows. It allows you to kind of run through a room, devour a couple of hearts, while still being able to be in the lights and keep your full meter. What I'm going to show you here now are a couple of Darklands. These are Darkland spawn points, and they're hidden in the shadows. Sometimes you'll see a spawn point, but you have to shoot out a light to make it active and whatnot. So you can real-time summon a Darkling, which are these demonic little creatures that are basically made from the darkness.